Okay, so today I want to work on, here's where we're at in this painting. I've decided to keep the eye open. I keep going back and forth between having it closed or open. I think the face looks pretty good, actually. Because I've flipped it, like I think that helps if you take a picture of it and then flip the image. If it looks funky, then you know kind of where to tweak it. It actually looks okay when I do that. So here it is right now, facing you. But right now I want to work on, scoot on down here, this. Oh gosh, there we go. So right now I want to work on this part. Let's scoot it down to where I can. Okay, so this is the part that I want to work on now. So I'll show you kind of the problem areas. Okay, so let me get my reference. Reference. Okay, so here's my reference right here. Yeah, so here's my reference. There. And then here's the image. So let me exit out of that for a sec. Okay, so first part that I kind of see that could the wing looks a lot wider than how it is right here. So let me see here what I can do. Now let's use this other brush. Make it a little bit wider. We'll get kind of a good gray. So to get this gray, I mean, I think I'm about there actually. Let me see. I'm mixing all kinds of colors. I got blue, yellow, ochre, white, red. My colors are very, very mixed. Like I've said before, if I'm making a gray, it will not be a black and white. It will not. Not. To me, gray has more of a blue kind of tint to it, but you also have to nullify that blue a little bit because then it'll be blue. You know, so you gotta add some yellow and reds and all kinds of stuff until it gets kind of the color you want. And once you start learning about color theory, which I don't really get color theory in the way that it's written. I don't know. I'm not fluent in talking about color theory, but I understand it when I'm working with it. So like this on my palette, let me see here. This is the color I've been mixing right here. This is the color I've been working on. Like here, I'll show you kind of what I'm doing. Let's see if this is a good color first. Yeah, okay, matches pretty well. So what I did to mix this, and I'll have this kind of off to the side so that I don't mess it up, but I'm literally using this blue, let's mix it over here. I'm using green. I'm using this yellow ochre right here. See, and it's becoming kind of a green. So to get rid of the green effect, you use a red because that's its complement. Okay, just a little bit of red. There you go. And then the last but not least is this white to lighten it up here, and I'll connect it. Connect the dots here. And sometimes I'll do this so that I can have a 3-tone to work with. So you have your lighter color, and then you have that mid, and then you have the darker, so you can use these, which makes them, oh my gosh, my nose is so runny. God, it's so gross, man. Like, ugh, I feel like it's way up in my brain, like, ugh, sorry. Gosh. Man, I think it's bad when I wake up. Like, when I wake up, my allergies are the worst. But there you have it. So you have your 3 tiers right here that you can use throughout. I like doing that because if you, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I don't know. Like, if I'm going to be mixing something, I like to have 3 kind of tones I can switch back and forth to. Anyway, so those are the colors I'm using. I think that we should bring this, let's lighten that up. That's actually, but that's the color theory I'm talking about. It looks different on your palette versus when you add it, because right now it's coming off a little green. So I just used a little bit more red. I'm just using a little bit more red in that palette to make it a bit more not so green. There you go. That's kind of the color I'm looking for. And I'm kind of shaping this wing out. Struggling with this a little bit. I'm not used to painting birds. But I want to get this right. It's just a challenge, so that down here, and then we'll kind of do this down this line here. And I've measured it out, kind of, so it's supposed to be from, I'm not counting the beak, so this distance, so this, how long the wing is, I'm measuring right here from the head to here at the end of the wing. So this should be the same as the height. See? Tip of the wing, the bottom of the body. So this should be the same distance as this. And it is. I think there's some places that I could definitely work on. I don't think it's evenly distributed right. Like, I think the body actually comes up more than the wing. So the wing technically is the distance is right, but the middle is kind of, needs some work. So I think the body actually cuts in here more. But one thing at a time, one problem at a time. I'm adding a little bit more red to these grays that we mixed. So, oh gosh. So like these down here, all I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit more red to it, because when I mixed it here, I thought it looked pretty good, but when I added it, it came off a little green. A little green's not bad, but I don't want it to be green, Alright, let's add this darker color right here. The angles are off, and it's, I don't know if I need to pull this. See where I have this kind of gray wing that's facing us, like the inside is facing us. And then there's another wing that's facing away from us. I think I actually need to pull that in closer to the head, because as I'm looking at this gray wing is curving in more than I thought it would. Oh my gosh, my allergies are gonna kill me. Allergies are not for the weak. They are horrible. Like, I just blew my nose and I still I'm snotty. Like, for real, I've always been a snotty child. Let's see here. Let's make that a little bit blue, a little bit. Now I'm mixing blue. See, I'm always adding. It's like I never use the same color twice on there. I'm always moving the color around. It's never really staying the color I've originally mixed it. But just a little palette tour real quick. Let's put that somewhere else. Okay. Just a small palette tour. These are all the colors that I'm mixing for the majority. This right here is my skin tones. So I always keep skin tones separate from all of this jazz. Because this, I mean, I can mix anything. But if just a touch of green gets in the skin tone that I don't want, like, I keep my bases here. And then I can do tiny mixes around it. But for the most part, this little rectangle here is my skin color. But I always try to keep that separate because it could get, skin color can get all kinds of funky from being in here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we need that to be darker. This has become kind of purple. I'll add a little bit of this, add a little bit of this, add a little bit of this, add a little bit of this. Like, I'm constantly mixing these colors. Needs yellow. And a little bit of blue. And that color is difficult to make too. It's a pretty hard color to make. Alright, let's add this here. Now I'm adding some dark. And I'm just doing very, I don't know, I'm not going into the details right now. I am just trying to get a basic shape of this. Now, if you're a different kind of painter than me, feel free to measure. Feel free to measure and perfect the area. I feel like you gotta get the basic outlines of it done first before you can do details. So darken this up just a smidge. Okay, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm sorry you have to listen to my snot. I'm so sorry, but it's just where we're at right now. We're gonna tolerate my boogers together. Okay, so this I'm gonna tuck into here. I'm gonna pull this area up a little bit, fix and shape this area where the wing meets. And I'm gonna pull this wing out a little bit more. So that's for these two different colors. So this is a Mourning Dove. It's got very unique coloring. And it's kind of been a challenge. Right now, the color I like. It's a good color, but just recreating it and moving it, I'm a little concerned about it, but it'll probably be fine. It's just there's all kinds of colors in here. Like, you can't really, the iPad just has a horrible camera. I mean, I don't know why it would. It's a giant iPad. I'll be taking a million selfies on this thing. I mean, it kind of makes sense that the front camera of an iPad sucks. But it's also just unfortunate. Like, you can't see any of this jazz. Like, this on camera kind of looks like just one base color filled. But this is like a color, this is a color if I'm going to do a paint by number kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I can't count the colors. They're all in here. Let's add some brighter tones. I'm going to add a little bit more paint thinner. And I use more paint thinner when I'm doing a sketch. Like, I keep it really, like, I guess wet, like where it's dripping down the page. Let's see. Because it's just a sketch. So you need the brush to carry as much as possible. But this stuff, when it starts to get more detail, I keep it a bit more cakey, like. I'm starting to get too into these details. I'm catching myself. I tell you to catch yourself, and I get carried away too. Like, I need to stop working on this wing. I need to start shaping things, make sure, because I don't want to waste my time doing this, and I got things in the wrong place, but man, I need to brighten this up. Brighten that up. I just can't help myself. I gotta fix them. Okay, and then I'll use some blue to kind of fix the shaping of that. A little dab. Like, I'm getting carried away. I need to not do that. Let's see. Curve this in. Now, let's go back to shaping this. So I'm going to use a bunch of this yellow ochre, some blue, some red. I wish I knew the name of that color. It would help. There's like this really dark red, and then there's this really cambium red. Okay. Oh boy. Oh. So sorry you have to listen to that. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, that maybe looks a little better. And I'll do this. Pull this up a little. Add a little bit of white to that. It's hard not to get rushed and then just throw paint on there. I have to stop myself and be like, make sure that color's right, because you're gonna get carried away. Like, it looks so light on this, but whenever you go to the canvas, it looks so dark. I think I've actually gotten kind of better at mixing color, because I was worried about having this color wrong, but it honestly matched perfectly. Like, let's see, move that down. Alright, and then where this wing meets, I'm gonna have to go back and forth between this gray and... I have such a snotty nose. Okay, now I'm gonna... I think we still got a little bit of issues on this wing here. Do you know what I'm dreading? Ugh. You know what I'm dreading besides blowing my nose 8,000 times? Dreading adding an eyeball here because it's so easy to make it look cartoony, and right now it doesn't because it's just what's the word? Just vaguely an eyeball there. It's not really an eye, you know. It's just, you can sense that there's an eye over here. There's not an eyeball, you know. I'm dreading putting an eyeball there because it can make it look so cartoony. You know, sticking a dot right there makes it look really cartoony. I just don't want that, but I want there to be, you know, a better eye. A bird face is hard. Birds' faces, oh gosh, they can look so funny and they can look so cartoony. It is hard. Okay, and a little bit of this. Okay, I'm just going to, this sky is giving me problems because I think I made it darker at the top. I started making it more complex in color, like I've been adding red up here. Like, see how there's this weird blue aura around the bird? It's like glowing here on this wing. It's like it's got the halo sword right here. I'm like all down here where the face is, like, well, down here where the face is, it's like 3 colors. But up here, I'm like, I just want to make it darker, like make it look like the sky, and but it's hard to mix the colors for this. Like, let's see. This is a little too dark for the background. That's pretty good. It's kind of, yeah, I guess that's where it's at. Let's stretch this color out a little bit. Let's see. It's still kind of light, but maybe when it mixes with all this, it'll change it. It's better than it was, but I think it needs, like, see, it matches here, but then when it gets up here, I just needed to add some more color somewhere. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit better. Let's see. Okay, let's shape this out. Oh gosh, bird wings are hard because you always expect for this top one to be the farthest one out, but it's actually not. There's like this curve here, but you expect the top one to be the longest, but it's not. The longest is actually like this third down. Ugh. And then when I do this and change the shape, it might make the whole wing smaller. That's just something for future me to kind of have to deal with. See, because now it looks a little bit stubby. Like the, let's see. Okay. Just wanted to fix that kind of blue aura around it. Okay, so now I'm going to change this stick. Erase the stick. Yeah, because because the wing's off now, I think. Just a little. Oh boy, okay. Alright, now to put a stick in there. Let's see here. So the stick, I don't think we're putting in there. I keep going back and forth if I want there to be leaves on it or not, because it's supposed to be like, you know, like Noah's dove with the olive branch. Let's see here. Use something else. Oh god, I'm bringing out these good ones. Ugh, I don't want to mess these up. This is a good one. This is some good brushes. I don't want to mess these up. Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of winging this. I don't know about that. And if I put like I don't know. I don't like the leaf, I think. I think I'm just going to keep it a twig and do away with the leaf. And to get the twigs like really thin, I don't try to use the smallest brush, the tiniest brush. You don't have to use tiny brushes really. To get something very thin, what you gotta do is paint around it. So like, if I'm gonna make this really thin, I don't use a tiny brush. People like to use tiny brushes. What you do is you smush in the world around it. Like that. So I'm making it smaller. I'm actually painting on the background, the blue in the background. That's what I'm doing. If you're painting sticks, I would paint different areas with an angle to show that it was like broken off, because most of the time sticks, they break at the node, like the bump between the branches. So when they break, they actually peel and like an angle, not just in half. Now it depends on the plant, but for most plants are like that. Maybe that could be a tiny leaf or something. A small leaf right at the node. Yeah, I think that looks alright. Now I just have to kind of fix the head. I see. Alright, well, I'm about to clean up and take a little break. I'm not much of a cleanup crew, so really all I gotta do is 3 things I have to remind myself to do. Clean the brushes I just used, not like deep clean. I just use Gamsol and like kind of clean them off. Put them in my bag of brushes. Toss them in there. Zip it up. put the lid on my gam saw. You'd be surprised how much of this I didn't really do. And close my container. Alright, all done, all clean. And that is my cleanup, because I'm not scraping paint off of a canvas. Like, I ain't doing that biz. Alright, that's where we're at. We'll see what gets done later. Bye.